Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Remember, every day, not just Friday, we should be happy and grateful. It's your girl, Michelle, with Living a Line Health and Wellness, back again with another insightful, inspiring, and encouraging message. You guys all know how this goes. I'm going to start with some scriptures, then I will give you my title, and of course, I have a few definitions. Uh, the first scripture is from Matthew 5:16. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. The second scripture is from Galatians 6:9, and it reads, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. The title today is Divine Appointments and be impactful because you are on the clock. And with that being said, of course, I forgot my definitions. One moment. The first definition is for the word impactful, and it means having a major impact or effect. Other words that relate to the word impactful are powerful, effective, effectual, and infectious. Infectious, if you don't know, means being successful in producing a desired or intended result. Effective. So, with that being said, as always, you guys know I'm an open book, a walking testimony, and I'm going to tell you guys a little story about something that happened yesterday. So, as I woke up, I'm a very early riser. I like to prepare the night before so that things flow organically and go easy in my day. But yesterday, when I woke up, there were some things that I needed from the store. And immediately in my flesh, I didn't want to go. I was dragging. You know how we drag. But I knew I had to. These things were essential. One was coffee cream, and I got to have my coffee. So I had to go to the store. On the way to the store, I was just thinking about the things that were coming up for me this week and how I would get through the week and just some different thoughts. I come here and I speak about being happy on the inside so that it glows on the outside, but that doesn't mean that I'm not facing adversity and things on my daily. But anyway, long story short, as I put into the parking space, there was a woman approaching the car. Now, we all know what that means. We all know what that means. So, when I opened the door, the first thing out of her mouth was, please don't curse me out. Immediately, I thought to myself, it's Sunday morning. Obviously, this lady is in need. And we live in a world where the first thing she has to say is, don't curse me out. So I got out the car and we started talking. I asked her what was going on and she gave me her story, and it was a very not good story. More proof of the crazy and tumultuous and ugly world that we live in. But long story short, I'm not going to go into detail about her story because that's her story. Not only that, but we live in a season where we have to be uplifting and prayerful and helpful to other people without knowing details. Details are not important. Um, but upon talking to her, I was able to give her what I had to give in the moment. But it made me a little emotional because in that moment, I wish I had a lot more to give her to help her with her situation, to help lift her up out of the situation that she was in. It made me give perspective to, this shining light and love thing and walking in humility. Um, it just made an insight for me of how big that is. The fact that we have to be bigger than ourselves, we have to be willing to help and again uplift the next man. That's what humanity is. Long story short, I got the things that I needed, and I was out of there. I told her this store is right near my house. I said, if I see you again, and I got it, you got it. I lifted her up. We prayed, and she was on her way. So in situations like that, a lot of times people ask, like, how do you know that the people are not lying? My thing is, if they are lying, that is something they're going to have to take up with God. All that I know is that God asked me to be impactful, to be of help. So that would be between her and God if she was lying. I'm doing what God asked me to do. Going further into the fact her first words were, don't curse me out. We really have to get our minds together. If we're walking around claiming to be a Christian, you're not going to be cursing out a person in need. Not only that, but her story included some things about her child. We shouldn't be out here leaving people and their children hungry, y'all. That's not cool. It's not cool, and it's not what God is asking of us. Again, when He asks us to shine light and love, that's what He meant, and that's what we should be doing. Um, just to bring it all into perspective, again, it made the issues that I knew that were coming up for me this week very minimal. And I immediately went into gratitude because I was grateful that my situation was minimal compared to what her situation was. That's just what life is about. It's about putting things into perspective, being bigger than yourself, and wanting to help someone else. Um, Again, we're living in a treacherous world. It's not good out here for so many people. Um, Basically for all of us, because there's a lot of things going on. I tell you all the time, it's up around here. So we have to be and making sure that we're walking in that light. We're giving grace to people in their situations, and we're willing to help where help is needed. That is very important. Again, you don't leave nobody and a child hungry. I don't care who you are. You help in that situation. Would you want your own children to be somewhere and be hungry? That's not cool. Um, and again, it's not what God is asking of us. So it's very important to keep a clear mind, to keep an open heart, to be of compassion and empathy, and be willing to help someone else out. Um, Humanity is not good right now. It's at an all-time low. So we have to raise the bar on that. That's why it's important to stay in a good frequency and a high vibration so that you can exude that light. I want to be impactful. When someone comes into my energy, I want to make sure I do or say something, first of all, that's going to make them remember me. And the words or the action is going to be impactful enough to change their life. Even if you don't have a monetary thing to give, just give yourself, give your good spirit, give your open heart, and be courteous and kind. The last thing this woman should have to say on a Sunday morning is, please don't curse me out. But the reality is that that's the ugly world that we live in, and this is what people do. Well, you can't walk around saying you're a Christian and you walk in God's light, but you're cursing out someone that's in need. Not cool. So not cool. So as always, I'm going to leave it there. I don't like to go too long because that's where I think you lose people. But just to reiterate what my purpose is to read those scriptures so that we can apply them to our lives. The Bible said, feed your neighbor. No, it said feed your enemy food or water if they need it. And it said to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Let that resonate. Put that into your spirit and lock it in, because that's where it's at and that's what we should be doing. The wicked that be is out here, is trying to devour all of us. As I said in my last video, the devil don't have no friends. He want to rob, steal, and kill from all of us. So always be bigger than yourself. Know that if you are willing to help someone, you never know. You could be entertaining an angel. I talked to the homeless man that's sitting on the ground because he could be an angel. Everything that comes upon us is a test. It's a test for us just as it is for the person that we're helping. So remember that, continue to push through, continue to be a better you, and be willing to help your next man. That's what we're here for. Nobody should be out there having a beg on a Sunday morning to feed their child. That's the most I'm going to say. Lift this woman and her child up. You don't need names. Just say the person Michelle is referring to, God, may you keep your hands on them and provide them with provision. As always, I love you guys to death, to the moon and back. All those good things. I won't say death. Let's cancel that. I'm going to snatch that back out the universe. But just spread light and love and be happy and, do something for someone else. It'll make you feel great. Have a good day, and I will see you all real soon.